Welcome back to another episode of Miss and Mrs. Brightly with myself, Victoria, and my lovely mom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Heike Wilson, and we are based in Dubai.
And today I thought we would talk about, since we're doing a podcast, Mom and Daughter, why we're doing a podcast, Mom and Daughter. Because not everyone has a relationship with their mom where they would do a podcast together. But we're best friends, we're sisters, we're family, and we're literally the same person. So we'll talk about our bond,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. No, it's wonderful. And it's very true, because I think because we're so similar, we feel that way, that we are more friends rather than mother-daughter.
But did you think when I was younger that I was very similar to how you were when you were younger? Or did it only come in the teenage years and...
No, I think I obviously I had a beautiful example with my mum because my mum was my best friend. So I knew that whatever happens, I can always, until today, I can always come back to my mum. Not so much with my dad, but with my mother, it was like we have done so much, when I was self-employed very young and I had a problem, she would go with me, do like special sales and so on forth. So we had a very, very special bond. And it was very clear to me that I wanted to have that bond with my children too. And, obviously I have a very strong bond to you, but also to Lucas, in a different way, but it's the bond is there. So even when you both were younger, and you were not feeling well, or Lucas was not feeling well, I could see it, and I think especially with Lucas, remember, oh no, you don't remember, but it was a very problematic birth. I nearly died during his birth. And then afterwards, he had lots of complication. He has a lot of brain mass. And when he was born, naturally born, I had like internal bleeding and so on forth. And then the hospital said, oh, he has maybe a water hat, like the water circulation doesn't work properly. So too much water stuck in the brain. And then I was flying when he was very little to Germany to get him checked out. And what the doctor at the time said to me, and it relates also to you, he said, you will feel your child. Listen on your gut feeling and you will feel if your child is okay or not okay. And don't listen to others people's opinion. And I think that was the first experience where I always listen to my gut feeling when it comes to kids.
Not recently.
No, not recently. But when it comes to my children, sometimes I feel if Lucas is not okay, and then I call him because he's based in Germany. But then with you, obviously, you even more similar, And I think I wasn't an easy child, I was very strong.
What are you trying to say? Were you trying to say that I wasn't easy when I would undress myself because I wanted to dress myself and not have you dress me?
Yeah.
And I would only wear pink and nothing else.
I know. You were like so strong-minded. But then it was because I was strong-minded. I knew how to manage you, and then this is where often I was thinking, how did I feel, and that was then the bridge to how I treated you, and how to leave you alone when I felt you have to space. Sometimes it didn't work well, when we drive in the morning and I was talking to you and like, Mom, can you please be quiet? I have my moment and I don't want to talk, so there is like,
Yeah, and there's also times like when you went through menopause for 5 years and your hormones are all over the place. So I had my teenage phase of hormones and you had your menopause phase of hormones.
Yeah.
And we're past both of that now.
Yeah, yeah. But I think you're right, it's very unique what we have.
I think for me, our bond started, like when I think about it, is when we would spend like Christmas together. Mainly you and me, or like New Year's, for example, we would go skiing.
Yeah.
Just you and me, because Lucas with his tumor, he didn't enjoy skiing like we enjoyed skiing. Like we were the first people up on a mountain, skiing until 3 or 4 p.m., having dinner together. So that was like, how old was I? when we
Oh,
started
you
really you and
started.
me, but you and me only.
Maybe 6 or 7 or 8. You
I
know,
think yeah, 8.
8, yeah, because 6, yeah, maybe 8, 8,
Yeah, and then
9.
we started having more holidays together,
Yeah.
just you and me, because Lucas always preferred to be with Oma.
Yes.
And then also when we moved here, it was more you and me for
Mm.
holidays again because Lucas would want to fly to Germany. And then that's kind of where I think it started. And then also
Horse
horse
riding,
riding, I started. You
diving.
did it with me,
Yeah.
diving, and then we just kind of started picking up the same, like liking the same things. I think that's when you probably saw me a lot from when you were my age. That I started liking the same things that you liked, even though I didn't know that you liked them. Or
Yeah.
when I became pescatarian when I was 14. And
Same
you
age.
became vegetarian when you were 14. And I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I like, it's like weird stuff sometimes.
Yeah, very much, very much.
And we think alike.
Complete each other's sentences.
Oh, remember when we were driving? And my head was telling me, she's gonna drive wrong.
I know. Oh my God.
That was so crazy. 2 minutes before we even got to the crossing, my head was like, that crossing, she's gonna take the right lane, but she has to go straight.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
I took the right
You took the
lane.
right lane. And that was my phase when I would just sit on my phone for the whole drive.
Yeah. I
My
know.
teenage phase. And I was like, Mom, you have to go straight.
Yeah.
I just said it like, I was like, Mom, I have to go straight. And I sat there and I was like, my head literally told me 2 minutes ago, you're going to take the wrong road. Like, it's so crazy sometimes. And then always just saying the same words, thinking of the same things.
But I think still you're a better version of me. But obviously it comes also with the time, there's more information available. I think you have a lot of liberty, which I didn't have, and I wanted to give you the liberty. You're more independent, you're much stronger. When I look back, you're now 21. When I was 21, I was not in the maturity level you have today. You have so much confidence. And I think that obviously I totally enjoy that, especially now with having Brightly Labs as our joint business. I really value and rate your opinion. And you see many things. I just always want to run past you,
Yeah.
and we discuss things and said, okay, what about this, what about that, and you give feedback and I apply the feedback because I have the experience obviously of being 40 years in business, and you bring the aspect of the millennials, and I think that
Gen Z, I'm more of a Gen
sorry,
Z.
Gen Z's. But it's just like the perfect combination between us, and I think many people see it very critical because obviously
People are like, why am I still living? Why are
Yeah.
we still living? Like, why won't you let me go?
yes,
But it's not you're not letting me go. If I moved out, I would just live in an apartment somewhere else by myself. And you would probably also move in an apartment because you don't need a house. And then we would just be paying for 2 apartments, living far from each other, both living alone. We'd have to split our 7 cats.
Yeah.
Which is like not okay. And then what? Like what's
but we
the point?
enjoy also in each other's company. I think that's another point,
And we're not like
but we're not sitting on each other all the time. I think because we have that understanding that we both give each other liberty.
And we're not like mom and daughter living together. Like, where are you going? Who are you with? What are you doing? Like I don't even have to tell you, like, oh, by the way, I'm going to come home at 5 a.m., which I don't do because, like, I work. But, like, the fact is I don't have to tell you. Or, like, if I go out, but I will tell you because,
But this is what you do in a relationship, right?
yeah.
So it's a mature relationship because it's not about mother-daughter. It's about, I tell you, or I ask you, what are you doing today? And I will quickly tell you what I'm doing today. But it's not like a sound check. Oh, can I do that? Or can you do that?
Yeah.
It's just like updating each other and then moving on. And
Or even to, like, see if we align somewhere in the day. Like, oh, okay, we can go for lunch then. Or we can go do this then.
or we can go for dinner tonight.
Yeah, we will go for dinner.
Another point, what I think which bonds us is, like you said before, it's about we both pescatarian. And I'm a little bit more vegetarian. I don't enjoy fish as much as I did in the past. But because we enjoy the same food, again, like we said today, in the evening we want to go for dinner. And we like excited about food, what we're going to eat. And I think that's another it's
And there isn't a difficulty of,
yes,
is there the meat I want? Is there the vegan stuff? Is there whatever? Like, we literally know what we want and we order dishes together. Like, we're not
yes,
like, you have that and I have that. No, we order like 10 dishes and eat them together because we love all of it the same, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. No, I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But then at the same time, I do give you a little liberty. So if you, and I assure you all the time, if you wanna, and actually you did, when I said, you can move out, actually you moved out twice.
Yeah, but it wasn't like you can move out. It was more like,
Explore the world.
yeah, go out. And you pushed me, which is good. Like, you pushed me to Sri Lanka. I was talking, I think, for 2 weeks about wanting to do a trip, but wanting to do it together. Then you were like, no, you probably can't make it. So then I was like, okay, maybe I should still go. And then I was like, I really want to go to Sri Lanka. And in that moment, you were like, yes, you will go. And within 10 minutes, you booked me a flight. And you were like, and then you went out. It was like, even before you were meant to go out. And I was like, Mom, I really want to go to Sri Lanka. And you're like, done.
Yeah.
You booked it because you know that I would.
You would not have gone.
An hour later, I would have said, actually, I don't want to
Yeah.
go alone. And,
Yes.
and then
But
I
it was-
went. And it was the best thing ever. It was so great. But you pushed me because you know me.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to say was, sometimes being so close can have a negative in the world of other relationships around us, whether it's with other friends, females, or whether it's romantic relationships. Because we know each other so well, we understand each other so well. So if you were having a moment, if you're being difficult, I will understand because I know you. And or if you say something in a tone, in a way, if you act a way, I know something's bothering her. She's upset about something. Something's going on. I'm not going to take it to heart.
Yes.
Or even if we then have a fight, I'm not taking it to heart because I know this and this happened or this and this is going on. Whereas other people take it to heart.
Yes.
And other people then want to start a big fight about it, want to have an argument, whereas we just leave each other alone. We're like, okay, like, you have your break, and then an hour later, we come downstairs and we sit on the sofa and we order food and we watch our show.
Yeah.
Because we just get each other so well, and other people don't.
Yeah.
And then when people don't get each other, when other relationships aren't as easy as our relationship, we don't enjoy it.
Yes.
Because we're like, well, you and me are so easy.
Yeah.
Like, you get me. You don't take stuff to heart, but that person's being so dramatic. And then, but then also you have to think like, okay, but not everyone's like you and me.
I know.
And no
I
one-
know. But I think we live the perfect. I live the perfect relationship with you. In regards, how would I like to have a relationship with my friends or even with a male friend? Because it's that not, being connected and even from an emotion point of view, feeling very close to each other without having the necessity to be on each other's lap all the time, and what I often say is friends, they can walk out of your life, but family doesn't walk out of your life.
I know, but I always disagree with you with that. Because
Really?
I always feel like family is chosen. And like, I think that maybe you think it when we fight, like, oh, you could never actually walk out because
No.
we're family. But I don't think you could never walk out because we're family. I think you could never walk out just because of the bond we have.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I feel like family is more like chosen, like even with Opa or Sigrun, your sister is
yeah.
family.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, like
Yeah, she's
in
not.
the
To
family
explain,
essence.
I'm not very close to my sister, and I'm also not very close to my father. I'm super close to my mum, and obviously I'm very close to both of my children, Lucas and Victoria. But yes, I'm not close to my sister. And you're right. I always say it like, you can choose your friends, but and also you can choose your family. And
Dad is not close with me,
yeah,
and he's family. So it's very, I think it's more like chosen, like
yeah.
you can
Maybe,
have
yeah.
even friends who you see as family. So
Yeah, but I think still, look.
I think still we wouldn't have this bond if we weren't blood related and like I came
Yes.
from you,
Yeah.
because I'm literally you, and that didn't happen from just me growing up with you. It happened because I am a part of you. But then also a lot of daughters are part of their mom. Most are.
But yeah, but I think
They're not the same.
No, but I think it is different. Like I told you, when I was younger, obviously my first car was a Golf, But the first car I loved and I was saving for was a Jeep, you
Yeah.
know. I wanted to have a 4x4, like as bare as possible, no roof, like soft top and so on forth, like with big
Big tires, a
tires, you know.
lift in it.
Exactly. And then when I never ever told you about it. And then when you came and you said, Mom, my favorite car is
Jeep Wrangler with a lift in it, with massive tires, no roof, maybe even a chain as a door.
I know. And when you told me that is like, that's so weird, because that's nothing I ever would have shared with you. So that is so amazing. So this is where I often, and like we have so many moments where, well, what you said before, we complete each other's sentences. We think the same thing at the same time. We say the same things. Even now, sometimes we said, "Oh, what are we gonna eat? I fancy this," and you're like, "Actually, that
This is what I was thinking.
yeah."
Literally 2 seconds
So
ago.
so this is why, and I think this is also why it's so complicated, or for me difficult, to find a male partner in my life. This is why I've tried it so many times. Not so many times.
No, but even with your ex, it was like he would always want this food.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't really want it all the time. You would want something else. And then
Yeah.
it doesn't feel nice to, you order that, I order this, and
No.
we do it like that. It feels nice, okay, we'll order 5 dishes and share it.
Yes.
Because that's what we like.
Which was not possible at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I agree. So that's very special with us. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we have. And I think also it's really great that you have that business mindset. That's another thing. Not all girls or all young late women want to be part in the business of their parents, and then with you. But again, I give you the liberty.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's no force, and so you share your interest, and you come a little bit more in when you feel it's needed, and you move out a little bit when you want to give me more space. So that's
Yeah.
also perfect, because we are not overpowering each other.
Yeah.
But we are
Even though we're 2 alphas.
yeah, you're
But I
very
think-
alpha.
I know. But also, I think, being 2 alphas, we always push each other, which makes us better.
Yeah.
We always, anything, even walking, we like... Even walking, we were doing it today.
Yes.
When we came, one person, we speed walk to see who can walk faster, just randomly. We will start walking, and then all of a sudden, we're both speed walking, racing.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing, that's what we do. But then also...
But admittedly, I have to say, I can't beat her.
Yeah, I'm the
she is
fastest
faster.
speed
I
walker.
always try, and I really give it a lot of effort.
And her arms swing as propellers. But I'm the number 1 speed walker champion.
She's faster than me, I have to admit. Hands up, it is like that, yeah.
No, but I wanted to say, also, going to the gym.
Yeah.
We would push each other. Or,
Yes.
if I would go without you, you would have to go without me.
Yeah.
Just to, catch up,
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
anything, really. We would always, and not in a negative way compete, but in a positive way compete. Because it pushed us.
Encouragement. Yeah,
It
absolutely.
encouraged us.
It's true.
We do stuff together, even sometimes just... you say, I want to get better at this. Okay, fine, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
Because then it's more fun to do, you know?
Yeah. We did it with the horse riding, and then we both got our own horses. And then again, we were riding with each other, competing sometimes.
Even our horses started competing.
Yeah.
They're like, these two. Yeah.
And then with what was his name? Elliot, our personal trainer. We also were competing with each other.
Yeah.
To become better, and which was great. So it really brought that back in good health and shape as well. So yeah, I think it's great, and we like to do things together. Even on the weekend, we said, oh, let's go for a couple of hours to the pool. Oh yeah, let's go. It's nice. It's nice, really nice.
So yeah, that's our bond.
Yes. So we thought today we share about the mother-daughter bond, and that it's not a restriction, but it's actually empowering to have that bond.
But to be very honest, I think that if you would have controlled me and not allowed me to make my own mistakes, not allowed me to have my freedom, we would not have the bond that we had. In my teenage phase, especially... First of all, I'm very lucky to live in Dubai because it's so safe. So you actually were able to also give me the liberty and freedom of doing stupid stuff and going out late and going to parties and being out with boys. Like, it was all like, okay, because you knew what kind of place we're in. So again, that same freedom you might have not given me if we were in any other country. But that is also what it was a different relationship, because I had all my friends who were sneaking out, who were wearing other clothes when they're leaving the house to then change into other clothes at the party because their parents wouldn't let them leave like that. Or they would have to sneak it, like they would have to go home at 9 and it would sneak out half an hour later because their parents were like, that's your bedtime. So it's stuff like that. Like, it's what us kids say is like, strict parents make sneaky kids.
Yeah, but I think it was also it was because of the circumstances, because I became a single mom when you were in 2006, so you were 4 and Lucas was 5, and then I had to ensure that you become independent to a very young age. So I wanted you to become independent, I remember, when you wanted to have an ice cream, I said, okay, here's the money. You both go, you get your ice cream yourself, because there was no risk, but the experience will make you grow and take responsibility for your own action. And I think this was my entire way, which has built a trust between the kids and myself, because you knew that I would give you the room to experience, but if in case there would be some sort of failing or falling, I would catch you and I will bring you back on the track,
And also you understood that if you tell me, don't do that because it will happen like this, you would still understand, okay, she has to still do it like she has to burn her hand herself to understand it's hot. And then when I did it, you wouldn't come and be like, I told you so.
No, yeah.
Or like, why would you do that? Like, ground me or yell at me or something.
Yeah.
You'd be like, it's okay. And you would be there and you'd pick me up. And you'd be like, okay, but like, you did this and it went wrong like this. So what have you learned from it?
But also the other way around. Often both of you came and asked me, what would I do? And then I would say, in your opinion, what would be best for you? I would do this. Or you can do that, and that is the outcome, depending on what decision you're going to take. And then I left it really to you both to decide. And both was fine for me. And I think that's also to give you the liberty to explore and really take your own decision. You could have a safe space to ask me, but then at the same time, I would give you the liberty to actually choose in which direction to go, and whatever you choose, it was fine with me, and I think that is where also probably both of you, or mainly for you, your confidence is coming from today, because you are confident to take decisions, or you even confident to ask for people's opinion, and then still take your decision in the way direction you wanted. And I think that makes you so successful in such a young age.
Yeah.
You agree?
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah. Okay,
anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're a parent, keep an open conversation and an open mind with your children. It really brings them closer. It will not push them away.
And you can leave questions.
Yeah.
And we will answer them.
Yeah.
Because that's also fun.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, anyways.
Have a fabulous time. See you at our next podcast. And until then, bye.
Bye.